Do you prefer to get up close and personal or rain death from above? Would you rather weather a storm of enemy attacks without a scratch or douse them with magical flames? Today, we're going to figure out what the best starter vocation is going to be for you and your pawn in Dragon Dogma 2. I'll go over the basics of each class and then break down a few of my favorite or most important skills from each class and show them off for you, as well as talk about augments and then my take on what kind of playstyle they complement. All 4 starting vocations can be unlocked for 100 discipline points each, earned from defeating enemies very soon into the game, so if you don't like your vocation, you're not stuck with it for long. Each vocation you unlock gives you some starter gear for that vocation as well, so you won't be worse for wear. The fighter is the defensive powerhouse of Dragon's Dogma 2. Wielding a one-handed weapon such as a sword or a mace, and a shield, they take to the front lines and dish out just as much punishment as they receive. Fighters are a great choice for someone who wants to play a melee-based fighter at the start, but maybe is a bit slower with the controls. Heavy armor is more forgiving when mistakes are made, and you'll have a bigger hit points pool than a thief. In addition, even normal blocking can help you stay alive, and as you get better, your perfect blocks will allow you to stay alive even longer and turn the tide of fights. In combat, you have a traditional quick attack and a heavy attack, as well as your right bumper class ability being to block. Whenever you block, you can attempt to block right as you are about to be hit, resulting in a perfect deflection, staggering the enemy if small enough, taking no damage, and leaving them open for counterattacks. Fighters start with Blink Strike, which is an engagement move, causing you to rush forward and smash an enemy with a powerful attack. Useful for chasing down targets in a brawl or getting into combat before the rest of your party. This later can be upgraded at rank 4 to Burst Strike, granting more range and speed. Some of my favorite fighter skills are Airward Slash, Impeccable Guard, and Springboard. Unlocked at rank 1, Airward Slash performs a jumping swing, making it a great way of hitting flying enemies or taller enemies in the head. At rank 5, it can be upgraded to Cloudward Slash to jump higher and do more damage, and it can also be done in midair. At rank 3, Springboard allows the fighter to hurl their allies up into the air, which is great for exploring and trying to get to high points, or chucking your other melee friends up to a face-smacking distance on those obnoxiously tall Cyclops. At rank 6, it can be upgraded to Launchboard, costing less stamina and sending them even higher. Rank 4's Impeccable Guard makes the fighter spin on the spot, blocking attacks from all sides and allowing them to get out of stun lock situations. Very useful survivability tool if you find yourself getting trapped often. At rank 7, this can be upgraded into Flawless Guard, costing less stamina and increasing its range. As far as core skills, there are 4 that you'll be purchasing as you level up. Rank 1 gives you True Deflect, allowing you to perfect block harder and causing counterattacks to require no stamina. Rank 2 gives you Tusk Toss, allowing you to send lighter targets flying into the air by holding the light attack button, X by default. Rank 3 allows you to buy Steeled Foundation, which is a hilarious skill allowing you to just slam down onto the ground using your shield when you fall from higher up, reducing the damage you take and gets you up off the ground faster. And finally, at rank 4, Enchanted Counter will deal elemental damage to an enemy that you block or deflect if you have an active mage enchantment on your weapons. The fighter augments are as follows. Metal at rank 2 boosts your physical defense. Provocation at rank 4 increases the odds you are targeted by foes, because you're the tank after all. Rank 6, one of my personal favorites, Thew, allows you to carry more weight. Dominion comes in at rank 8, allowing you to pick up and pin down foes longer. And Diligence is the capstone at rank 9, letting you recover faster after you get downed or are stuck crawling because you made a poor choice in combat. Overall, I think Fighter is the best choice for someone who wants a more forgiving gameplay experience, but wants to be in the thick of combat. Heavier armor and defensive abilities can greatly increase your survivability, and they have good options for cleaving through multiple opponents as well. The Thief was my personal starting class, and I had a ton of fun with them. They wear medium armors and wield twin daggers, being experts at doing massive damage to single targets and employing positional advantages. Simply looping around enemies can allow you to do instant kills in many cases on lighter targets with a single power attack, while they're focused on bashing your frontline fighters. They can dash with the right bumper to avoid enemy attacks and get into better positions. Thieves can also use their heavy attack skill to cling onto a larger opponent after attacking with it, meaning synergy with things like a fighter's springboard or even just jumping from high up terrain to get to an opponent's weak spot instantly while doing damage, rather than climbing all over them, is awesome. I think the Thief is still a great choice for a beginner, as once once you get a few vocation ranks in, you'll have augments that reduce your odds of being targeted by an enemy and can have a fighter who has a higher chance of being targeted by an enemy. The Thief starts with Biting Wind, an engagement ability that dashes past the enemy and slashes them. At rank 4, it can be upgraded to Cutting Wind, extending the attack range. My favorite Thief skills are Powder Charge, Gut and Run, and Formless Feint. Rank 2's Powder Charge felt hilariously out of place, but I have a blast with it. A blast, get it? Right, sorry. You activate the skill the first time to place a remote detonated explosive, then press it again to make it go boom. You can use this while clinging to an enemy as well. Nothing quite like detonating a Cyclops eye. At rank 6, the boom gets even bigger and better and called Powder Blast. Rank 6 also brings us the fantastic Gut and Run. This ability does massive damage to a foe, but you have to either be pinning them down or clinging to them. It deals even more damage to an enemy's weak point, making this an amazing boss killer. After this move, you jump off the target. At rank 8, it becomes Draw and Quarter, doing even more damage when you leap off of the target. This pairs fantastically with Powder Charge, since once you land on the ground, you can detonate Powder Charge for even more damage. And last, but certainly not least, is Formless Feint, one of the 2 Meister skills for Thief, which just makes thieves disgustingly good. It's a toggle ability that drains your stamina while active, but automatically makes your character dodge every single attack that comes your way. It even dodges a harpy's song. That's how effective it is. I honestly still can't believe how good Formless Feint is. It feels like cheating every time I use it. Thief core skills that you'll be able to buy are Scarlet Kisses, an alternate light attack that only activates if you absolutely abuse the X button, dishing out insanely fast strikes. Controlled Fall will allow you to roll when you hit the ground after being knocked around by a powerful attack by either timing it right or spamming the ever-living daylights out of the button, helping you get up faster. Bump and Lift will allow you to sometimes steal an item from a target when Carve, your normal light attack, hits. It's got a very low success rate, but is still nice. Footpad allows you to wall jump and is pretty cool if you're creative with it. As far as augments, at rank 2, Thieves get Subtlety, decreasing the odds of you being targeted by foes. This one is a great one to pick up on a pawn you want to run as a mage even, so they're less likely to get targeted. Rank 4 gets you Gratification, slightly restoring health whenever you land a killing blow on an enemy, which is awesome. Rank 6 grants Poise, reducing the stamina you use while trying to fight against an enemy's grip. Rank 8 unlocks Vigor, reducing stamina used when clinging to or pinning down foes, which is fantastic since a lot of Thief gameplay is ideally done from the body of larger enemies. And rank 9 is Verve, which is just straight up buffs your strength. Verve is actually a really good augment for any physical damage class, showing you how great getting all vocations maxed out can be for your synergy. Thief is an amazing choice if you want to be the driving force of damage in your party and not have enemies swinging at you constantly. The downside is you're in the fray with less armor than a fighter or warrior, so your mistakes can be costly. There's also some opponents where aggro isn't really a thing, meaning in that case you're going to have to be much more cautious. Formless Feint is a fantastic survivability skill, however, once you can get that far. The physical ranged class of the starting lineup, archers prefer to fight from a distance and utilize specialty arrows fired from their bows to take advantage of enemy weaknesses. They wear medium armor, similar to the Thief. Their class ability for pressing the right bumper is called Steady Aim. They draw back the bow and manually aim it, causing more damage and range, allowing for precise targeting of enemy weak points. The key with this is to space your arrows to allow for maximum draw to do maximum damage. Archers are able to choose between quickly loosing arrows and weapon skills with auto aim, or using steady shot to inflict more damage, but losing field of vision and guaranteed hits. Archers honestly have some of my favorite simple animations, but I don't actually enjoy the vocation that much at a higher level. While they cling to foes, they can stab them with arrows or kick off of them. Their Y button delivers a kick that flinches an enemy, and if you are jumping in midair, it will kick you backwards away from the enemy. Archers have some weapon skills that act like normal, but they also have some weapon skills that are all essentially the same, and utilize specialty ammunition to use them to explode enemies, poison them, and more. A good chunk of their weapon skills are relegated to that, and it personally makes it one of the less fun vocations for me. As far as standard weapon skills, archers start with Barrage Shot, firing a few arrows at a single target. At rank 4, it can be upgraded to Manifold Shot, firing more arrows still. My favorite archer skills are Dire Arrow, Torrent Shot, and the aforementioned Barrage Shot. Rank 1 also brings us Dire Arrow, one of my favorites. You can't move while doing it, but it charges up a super powerful arrow that knocks down small targets and does a bunch of damage. When used during steady shot, it'll do even more damage and give you a sick slow-mo when you release it right as it fully charges, increasing the damage even further. The rank 5 Deathly Arrow allows it to pin small targets to walls and boosts the damage it does to boot. Rank 4 gives you Torrent Shot, allowing you to become a machine gun emplacement. You can't move while doing this, but you can continue to pump out tons of arrows at ever-increasing speed, turning every foe you want into a pincushion. At rank 7, it upgrades to Tempest Shot, letting you fire more arrows. As far as core skills, they're pretty simple overall. At rank 1, you can upgrade your kick to Leaping Punt, allowing your sprinting jump kick to knock enemies off balance even harder and still launch yourself back. At rank 2, you can press the X button after kicking off an enemy to deliver a super sick midair backflip arrow shot to them. Rank 3 increases your fire rate with arrows. Rank 4 allows you, when using steady aim, to draw the bowstring back to the maximum before firing, making the reticle fly all over the place, but dealing tons of damage. They have some great augments. Rank 2 unlocks Ambuscade, increasing the damage you deal to enemies that are not in their battle stance. Rank 4 gets you Endurance, increasing your maximum stamina. Rank 6 is Radiance, which makes your lantern illuminate more area and use less oil. Rank 8 is a fantastic one, Lethality. This increases the damage dealt when you strike a target's vitals, which are its weak points. This is great to throw on any damage-focused class, but I especially love it on my Thief. And finally, Rank 9 gets you Avidity, allowing you to climb up cliffs, enemies, and other things faster. If you do a lot of climbing onto enemies, this is a great one, but not necessarily the best depending on what you have available. Overall, I think the Archer can be a great supporting damage class and can reliably target enemy weak spots for high damage without messing around with climbing onto them. If you don't want to be a mage but don't want to be in the flurry of melee, Archer could be a great class for you. You'll just have to keep track of combining things into arrows if you want to maximize your utility, and make stops at campsites to swap your skills around if you run out of ammo, so you don't have a spot dead in the water. The only magical starting class, a mage, is going to be necessary staple in your party for a very long time, and most likely permanently. They wield staves and wear cloth armor. They have the only healing ability available early in the game, Anandine, in place of a heavy attack. Their light attack ability is some little magical darts. They have spells for weapon skills, and every spell needs to be charged up, known as incanting, before it can be released. As you incant your spell, if it has a target, you can aim it using the reticle and it will lock on to whatever gets circled by it. At rank 2, you can unlock the class ability Quick Spell for the right bumper, which drastically speeds up your spellcasting speed while active at the cost of stamina. Now, the weapon skills. Every mage starts with Flagration at rank 1, a fire spell that pretty much turns your hand into a flamethrower. The fire ignores defenses and can pass through enemies, and you can move yourself and your aim while casting. Rank 4 upgrades it to High Flagration, increasing the damage. I may get some eye rolls here, but some of my favorite spells are low level: Palladium, Fireboon, and Frigor. Palladium is a defensive spell available at rank 1, put on yourself or an ally that will block up to 3 attacks or disappear after a while. Rank 4's High Palladium increases the time that it lasts, and gives clusters to nearby allies when cast as well. Preventing damage can go a long way to keeping your loss gauge up, meaning more adventuring. Hence its spot in my favorites. Rank 1 also allows you to buy Fireboon. While simple, it's one of my favorites because I love fire damage. Fireboon buffs one ally's weapons with flame, it lasts for a while, and at rank 5 you can get it upgraded to Fire Affinity, making it last longer. More fire good. Finally, at just rank 3, Frigor is an ice spell that bursts forth a giant pillar of ice, and you can use it as a stepping stone after casting it. Once the pillar is gone, there's some grabbable ice blocks left over that you can throw. It upgrades to High Frigor at rank 6 that unleashes an additional wave of cold when it's cast, dealing damage to any targets in the way. I really like this because it's got triple utility of base damage, elevation advantages to get to higher spots that synergizes really well with Levitate, as well as the ability to throw a giant chunk of ice at someone afterwards. Plus, it just looks sick and sends enemies flying. For core skills, mages don't have many. At rank 1, you can purchase Focused Bolt, which is a charged up version of your quick attack that changes its effect based on the elemental enchantment you have active on yourself. Rank 2 gives the Quick Spell class ability, which we talked about previously, so you can really fire off some rapid attacks. Rank 3 gives us Levitate, allowing you to press A again shortly after jumping to levitate a little bit higher up and maintain your elevation for a few seconds. Mages have a lot of really good general augments. Rank 2 provides Apotropasm, boosting your magic defense. Could be great for any tanking class or if you find yourself getting murked by magic a lot. Rank 4 is Beatitude, increasing how much health is recovered by curative items and curative magics. Rank 6 grants Intervention, reducing the duration of debilitations that you're affected by. Rank 8 is Perpetuation, extending the duration of enchantments and invigorations, so really any buff. And Rank 9 lets you purchase Exaltation, boosting your stamina recovery speed. Mages are definitely the squishiest of the vocations you can start with, and should be supported by at least one frontline combatant. Keeping enemies away from you so they can't break your incantations is paramount. If able to unleash their spells, they can dish out some serious damage, and once you get high Palladium, if you consistently keep it up, you can drastically improve not only your own, but your entire party's survivability, preventing more damage to the loss gauge. If you prefer a slower, more tactical approach to combat, I think the Mage is a really good starting vocation for you. It can be very painful when enemies get near you, but you'll usually be at the back of the battlefield, and with a good eye, you'll see anyone coming for you and have time to react. Once you've figured out your vocation and your new pawns, the next step is understanding what inclination is going to be perfect to go with your new companion's vocation. In this video right here, we'll teach you how to build a fantastic pawn and more to take you from 0 to hero.